Well, welcome back to another episode of Zip Tie Customs. We're out working on the four-wheeler. We're in the shop today. Got the lights on. I got the furnace running. We got a little bit of water problem. Don't mind the extension cords. There's no power to them. Got a little bit of water problem. It might be because the foundation's a little cracked over here. This side's good, but foundation's a little cracked over here, so I got a little puddle. But anyway, we're gonna be putting a carburetor kit into this four-wheeler and whatever else we got in the mail. So far it's just been the carburetor kit. They sent me two. Don't mind the mess. I got 8 different projects going on at once, and but anyway, we got 2 carburetor kits. This thing's only got 1 carburetor. I don't have a carburetor for this one, so I don't know. Maybe my brother has one somewhere, but anyway, we got 2 carburetor kits. We're gonna try to put one of these carburetor kits. I'm not gonna try to put one in. I'm going to put one in. It comes with everything: jets, screws. The main thing is I wanted the screws for the bowl because it only has 3 and they're all stripped. Here's part number. Not sure if it's gonna fit or not. All right, not sure how well you can hear me because, you know, the rain. But anyway, let's take this carburetor off that wasn't really installed all the way, as you could tell from the last video. I'm still waiting on a couple things before I put this carburetor back in, like this choke plunger deal and maybe a new choke cable. I got a bunch of parts coming for it, but we're gonna start off with just what we got in the mail so far. We're gonna try to get this thing kind of turnkey for my brothers. Monty is gonna be the main one riding it, but because it's his, but we're gonna try to get it to where our younger brother can ride it too. So it's just basically turnkey. So I still need a battery for the rest of the parts I need, and then that's pretty much the budget limit. And then from there, it's just whatever we got. See what I mean? Every one of these screws is just stripped, but it also doesn't help I'm using Pittsburgh screwdrivers. Like I said once already, I'm sorry about the audio. It's probably gonna suck. I still haven't bought a wireless microphone for the camera, but that's one of the plans to do. Well, one of the problems with my shed out here is when we got some weight on the workbench, kind of sinks down on the ground a little. And when you're standing here, the ground is higher here than it is back there. So that's one problem with this garage. But it's not a huge problem. But I have nowhere to clean this carburetor, so let me clean that up in a second. Workbench is cleaned. Good enough for a carb rebuild, but maybe not. Let's clean that up. Alright, carburetor's all put back together. Let's see if it runs any better. Yeah, let's see if it fires up again. For some reason we don't have a fuel pump. Oh, there you go. Wires are loose. Make sure nothing's leaking. Which it's leaking already. Don't know why. Couple taps and she's not leaking anymore. Now I got gas all over, so let's hope it doesn't backfire. Oh, sweet. Alright, we got a few more parts. And this choke cable came as a kit. It has one of these deals, but I mainly need this plunger thing. Well, in reality, I need one of these, but I mainly need the screw thing. But we got a new one of these handles coming that have the factory choke where it's supposed to be, because, well, it's getting a little better, but you really can't get it centered. But got a new one of them coming. Should have the choke thing. If I break that one, then we go back to this one. But I bought it because I needed this, got an air filter for horsepower, and then I'm gonna do it the right way. We're gonna put a side cover on it, pull that back off, which ain't that hard. And then we gotta figure out something for this oil line that keeps leaking. I don't even know if I got a copper washer on the bottom. I'm pretty sure I do. Might need to get some new copper washers at like O'Reilly's or something for brake lines. This is why I don't like RTV, because I even put a thin layer on here and it's still coming off the top, and that means it's inside too, but it ain't falling off, so it ain't hurting nothing. We're gonna put these parts on it, and whatever else comes in the mail, some more should be here tomorrow, and the next day after that I have a like I said, I got one of these coming. I have a new intake boot, which just realizing this one's in kind of decent shape. That one actually might be good. No, it's starting to crack up here. So I got a new one of them coming anyway. Got the furnace running. We don't got water in here tonight. Alright, let's get this somewhat put together. Let's take this carburetor back out. Get it ready for the intake boot that I have coming. And then also figure out the choke situation. What I want to do there. Not sure yet. Well, since the choke kit wasn't right, I am gonna put the side cover on. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I can't find my flashlight. I don't know where it went. I don't think it's in the garage. Just haven't been in there. Been out here. But anyway, I'm gonna try to lift up this side, pull that foot peg off again, pull this cover off, and clean it all up, put the right gasket in there. Yeah, this will work, but I really don't want it like that for my brothers. So we're just gonna put a gasket in there. Well, I found my light. It was under a rag. It's dead, but I got this jacked up. Pull these oil lines off, pull the foot peg off again. It ain't that hard. It's just gonna take me a second to do all this again, and it'll be done the right way. It shouldn't have to ever be taken off again unless it leaks. But the little buddy heater actually keeps it fairly warm in here. Now, what did I do with that bolt I just had in my hand? Pull the oil lines out of the way. Gotta pull that one. I might just pull this whole oil line off the other end, and I think it's cracked or something. I need to get myself a small four-wheeler like this. These things are nice. I don't know if I want the all-wheel drive thing, but at least it'll keep my brother from trying to do burnouts. That's why this one leaks. I don't think there's dents in it. I don't think them are supposed to be there. Luckily we got a parts machine. Pull them off the parts machine. I just wanted to put it together that night so my brother could take it for one ride at least. Since it's gonna be here for a week or so, depending when parts come. Can just about imagine what the cars think driving by, cause it's dark out. I got all these lights in my carport, and you can see through my carport, so it's just a random tent in the middle of the yard that's super bright. Yeah, the oil doesn't look too good. Good thing we're changing it. Must have been water in it before we did all this. Because we only drained what was in here. We didn't drain what was in the oil cooler. And the oil cooler probably holds quite a bit. But yeah, see, this is what I was worried about. We got a little bit of RTV in here. It's not bad. You know, this really would have worked. I was a little worried about this oil filter thing. So look how tight it's got. I'll probably let this drain all night. Alright, let's peel off the disaster I put on here. At least RTV comes off fairly good. Well, I got the cover gasket all cleaned up. I set it on the oil pan so it can drain. Engine's also draining, so when I put the gasket on, it's all dry and clean, and run out of propane in my furnace again. But anyway, that's probably going to be it for tonight. I just gotta pull this. I don't know. Let me pull the other one off quick. Alright, so I'm gonna use the oil line from that machine. On the top, it's got both copper washers. On the one I pulled out of here, it was missing a copper washer for some reason. And I've never had this one, that one apart. On the top, in the bottom is dent free. So this oil line is good and it shouldn't leak. So we're gonna set it up here and hopefully not lose anything. Alright, not sure where I left off, but we got some more parts. I still gotta put this side cover on. I let it drain. It's been about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. But it's been draining. I got a new, got some parts. This is for this. This is, I don't remember what that was. Oh, that's that seal. And then this is a carburetor boot because this one is ripped. But we're gonna get this put together. We're gonna do it the right way. Yeah, my name is what my name is on here on the YouTubes and whatnot. But this one I'm gonna try to do the right way. And I don't know. Same with this one. We're trying to do this one the right way so I can sell this. This one's for my brother. Let me get this cover on, and you'll see it on in a second. Side cover's on. Lines are hooked up. Linkages for the reverse is on. Plug on the bottom's on. Next, I'm going to put the carb boot on, I guess. That'll be the next thing. Carb boot, and then I'll put the choke plunger in. I had to get a new one because the one I bought was wrong, but I didn't really look up the right parts. That was my fault. But we'll get this boot on and go from there. Alright, this is why I wanted to replace it. Someone RTV'd it. It's been cracked once. You can see the RTV on the inside. And then you can see I don't know if you can see it, but there's a crack, and it works for a quick repair, but when the RTV starts to split again, it's just, you're gonna have the same problem. It's gonna lean pop and not run right. So I'm just gonna put a new one on there and be done with it. They're only the cheap ones work. I mean, I don't know how long they're gonna last, but the cheap ones work. So we're gonna put a cheap one on here. Spend the $10 and buy a new boot. But anyway, let's put this on. All right, new carb boot is on. I am going to try to adjust the float height in here a little because ooh, the gas doesn't look very good. I'm going to try to adjust the float height just the tiniest bit because sometimes it will overflow and you just tap it and it will stop. So I'm assuming just the float is the tiniest bit out of whack. So I'm just going to adjust it a tiny bit. And by adjust it, I just mean bend the tab. Well, what I was going to do is bend the tab on this, but it's plastic. Can't bend it. But what I did notice is the needle gets a little sticky in there, so I got a pick, and I took my pick and kind of cleaned up in there a little bit, and try to clean it out some more and see if we can get it kind of freed up. So all right, I think I figured out the float situation. The back of the needle was hitting on the float. If it would get turned in there, which it turns the entire time it's running, it hit the back of the float or whatever, but I think I fixed it. So anyway, we're gonna, carbs on. I'm gonna find my choke thing, put the choke on, and put it back together. Drain. I'm gonna drain this gas. It looks like tomato soup in the carburetor every time I open it. The carburetor's on, choke lever's on. I'm gonna drain this fuel. It doesn't look the best. like at all. So I'm just gonna drain it. You know, it's probably good draining it when I got a heater right there. But we'll find out what happens. Alright, so I forgot to record a bunch. We got the four-wheeler running. I had to take the carburetor on and off about a million times. I kept thinking it was dirty. It was running super rich. I thought it was the needle adjustment, messed with a bunch of stuff. Turns out the choke kit I got, the choke plunger, is probably 1/8 of an inch shorter than the original one. I don't know how I thought of that. I could just, well, it was running super rich and everything I tried wasn't right, so I took the choke plunger out and kind of matched it up with the old one, and turns out the old one is longer. So I just put the old choke plunger in, and it seems to be working. My brother's been riding it, it's been doing good. He's got a lot more batteries strapped in the back. But anyway, it works. But thanks for watching.